Man, I have just had counselling. I have been using it to help me understand why I overthink so much and what goes on in this big old brain when I'm at work. So it's been insane. It was our 7th session today, and then we had a really enlightening discussion. So turns out that I don't have confidence in my self or self-worth. I don't have imposter syndrome. I feel qualified to be at the company that I work with because I know how hard I work to get there. And the fear is just not making the most out of it and not impressing, not leaving a mark, or being considered one of the bright ones or the ones to make an impact. So I think about things deeply because I care. I want to do well for myself, and with any opportunity that comes my way. However, I think I've let some people's feedback, it felt like they were trying to define me and that is someone's perception. Sometimes I've learned sometimes that's right, sometimes it's wrong, but it's just how someone views you. And in those moments, those feedback, it felt like their perceptions were trying to define who I am and diminish what I haven't shown. Because at work, to navigate, I have been quite type A, and I take pride in that. I like being type A. I like having a plan, I like having control, but I'm not always type A. Outside work, I am not type A. I am go with the flow. I do like spontaneous outings, and I am creative, and I'm not gonna let anyone tell me otherwise, because if you haven't seen it, that's not my problem. I am creative. I sometimes write poems. I like to write my own songs. I think really deeply about things beyond the surface level. And I do like to create things with my own hands in terms of like posters, creative media projects, and just anything that looks really aesthetically pleasing. But I am a creative in terms of how I think and how I work as well. And through the counselling, I learned that being creative doesn't necessarily always mean that it's a product you've created. Being creative can also mean repeating an idea that someone else has said, but allowing it to develop into a conversation, having that different perspective on it. Just offering a small idea that leads into a conversation. I don't have to create a product, something like a project or something that is driving a massive impact or massive scalability. Sure, that would be great. It would be great. For the team, for my career and career progression, etc. But I don't have to do just that. And that isn't the starting point either. I can simply bring an idea, even if it's a repeat, even if everyone's heard it, I can just bring my perspective and thoughts on it, because I do think things below the surface level. And it is okay if that's something that doesn't make me stand out either. And like, if someone else is like that too, that's okay. I don't have to stand out to be creative as well. What I've learned through the counselling as well today was that, damn, what'd she say? Oh yeah, when I am being creative and showing that creative side of myself at work, damn, I lost it again. What was it? Oh yeah, I shouldn't be as people pleasing. So when she said that, she said it in a much nicer, well thought out way, but that was the essence of it, from my understanding, and I'm fine with that. But yes, I do people please, because I don't want conflict. I don't want conflict at the end of the day. But when she said that, I did think being creative, like, you can create art, and if art was liked by everyone, it wouldn't be art. And art, through that, art does create discussions. Some of my favorite artists, there is different perceptions that people actually have, and there is debates, and it is okay for neither of them to be right or wrong. And I do think that sometimes, but I haven't allowed people to see that side of me at work. I've been more straight to the point, more type A, and said, this is what we have to do. And that is okay. But it has been dominating my self, my career journey. So I'm gonna try mix the two. And I've learned it doesn't have to be a transformation. It doesn't have to be personal development, professional growth, etc. Being creative can simply be being still and allowing myself to be in the moment and just take in what's happening. Just take it in, listen, observe. Those are all things I do. I just haven't given myself the grace to process it fully and think about it deeply to provide a creative solution or idea. I've been quite fixated on endpoints, goals, deadlines. What else? So I've learned it's okay to be still, and it isn't denying myself of that aspect of being type A or type B. I can be a mix of the two, and yeah, I don't have to deny one or the other. I can be a mix, and even if I'm allowing one part of me to shine, like the creative aspect, I kind of view it as like an investment. What I've been doing so far is just spending all my money on being type A, having control, having schedules, having regimen, and that's helped me. That's been good. I take pride in it because I know my direction. But I also need to put some of that money away into savings, which is the creative element of taking things in, observing, listening, and just allowing myself to think and find a solution, even if it is a repeat, even if it isn't something massive or contributing to this $1 billion company. It can simply be a perspective that grows into a conversation. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's for my own recollection because my memory is short term. So yeah, I'm putting some of that money, I'm putting it in both, but definitely need to start saving for the creative side. So yeah, I don't have imposter syndrome, I don't think. Merely just wanting to do well with the opportunity I've been given. And I have a fear of not doing well. And so part of that fear the solution of it was to people please. And I think I've been doing that for a while. Sorry, I'm not fake. I'm not fake. I will be critical. If I don't think something should go to plan, I will say it. But I'm not going to be rude about it. And I will commend you on what I do think was really good. That's what I'm trying to say. But in terms of like speaking my mind, I'm not fake. I'm not trying to be fake. I'm trying. Please don't have the allegations. But yeah, I will consider that person's point or perspective above my own. That makes sense. See? I'm like a respectable people pleaser. Yeah. I'm not fake. Oh my god, my back, sorry. I'm cracking my back. But yeah. I need to not be afraid of not pleasing people, not impressing people, allowing myself to just be okay, and let the creative ideas come to me naturally in time, and giving myself the time and space to grow. Because if I keep going spending that money on being type A, I'm just gonna have so much pressure I put on myself to think, I need to do this, I need to do that, and not think about something different or creatively. It'll be purely focused on the task, not the outcome. This is 12 minutes long. I know no one's gonna be watching that. I don't care. This is for me. This is for me. So, yeah. Sorry, YouTube. This is long. I think that's all.